business. We're not fucking around today, okay? I've come to a conclusion. Whatever the Mavs do between now and forever, unless it's perfect, I'm going to be pissed. I came to that conclusion last night. Unless they're absolutely perfect forever, I'm going to be pissed. Anyone donating to the GoFundMe for the Fire Nico billboards? Guys, please don't donate to that. Seriously, please do not donate to that. Do you know who you're donating to? Do you have any idea? That's got like $10,000 in donations, I think. Or thousands of dollars. I don't know about 10,000. Like, seriously, do not donate to that, please. Are you going to dip out on us like you did on playback yesterday? Maybe. Maybe. I'm considering going on Sunday. On Saturday. I'm going to take the shower before I stream. I went to the gym early today. Woke up at 7 with so much pent up anger. So much frustration. I had to. I might go on Saturday. Lakers did look good last night. They've been good over the last month. Thoughts on Cowherd saying Nico was forced by ownership into trading Luka? How would he know? All right. Here we go. Let's lock in here. There's one thing we're going to do. That's going to go 10. What's the over-under, guys? Why not donate? Because what are you donating to? I don't understand it. I always get weird. Like the GoFundMe's, you never know who you're donating to. What if the billboard doesn't go up? The over under 6.5. All right. Bet. Over. Vince Carter, dunk contest. Oldest active World Series drought is the Guardians. Over. Who currently has a better record? San Jose Sharks or Washington Capitals? $50-50. Over. Fuck! Can I get anything right? Can I do anything right? Can I do anything right? Ah. Caps are killing it this year. Is Ovechkin still there? Which of these MLB players was drafted number 1 overall? Bryce Harper? I'm going to get the rest of them right. Watch. Who's second on the all-time NFL rushing touchdown list behind Emmitt Smith? Wasn't it Walter Payton? Oh. I don't fucking know. Which of these Nicolas is a made-up player? Nikola Jovic, Nikola Topic, Nikola Jokic, Nikola Rovic. Hey, Nikola Rovic is coming to the league soon, bro. Use that pick on him. Which NBA team has the highest net rating this season? Is it the Thunder still? Who scored more points? More NBA points, Vucevic or Jokic? I'm going to say Jokic, but I wouldn't be... Vucevic has been in the league longer. All right. Okay. Vucevic has been in the league a long time. Who won World Series MVP for the Red Sox in 2004? Was it Manny or David Ortiz? I think it was Big Papi. All right. Fair. Did shitty. Who did Babe Ruth pass to become MLB's all-time home run leader? I don't know. Who did he pass? Like, Babe Ruth played 200 years ago. I mean, who the fuck did he pass? Huh? Tin Can Jenkins? Tris Speaker. Roger Connor. I don't know who the fuck that is. All right, well, that was pathetic. Everything's pathetic, though. George Washington. What do you guys think of this? What am I eating? Apples and oranges. I mean, you know. What's better than that? Huh? I got this, maybe. Later in stream. I'm eating like a toddler today, guys. I'm eating like a toddler. I'm losing it. Tomorrow we're going live at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time right here. Okay? So make sure you're here. We're going to be live all day. Talking with the Ball guys tonight on a podcast. Wow. I mean, who gives a fuck anymore? Who cares? Who cares what anyone does anymore? Who gives a shit? No, Uncrustables. Professional sports teams eat Uncrustables. Bleacher Report stream tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're streaming everywhere. Who fucking cares where? What does it matter? What does it matter? Good notification.
Heard. He has been unwilling to me to confirm, but league sources tell me that the San Antonio Spurs are De'Aaron Fox's
I'm the source now. Holy shit, boys. Oh my God. Everyone, oh my God. Everyone get in here right now. Holy fuck. Here it is. Here it is, guys. The Boston Celtics are trading Jaden Springer and their 2030 second round pick to the Houston Rockets. That is true. That was kind of the trade that was promised. I found it so funny when I was doing research. Celtics fans were like, "Yo, low key, Jaden Springer and some first for Walker Kessler." Like low key though. What is your opinion that the Mavs GM, I'm assuming you mean owner, told Nico to force this trade? Multiple sources are claiming that's what happened. Here are the sources that have claimed that's happened. Colin Cowherd and Will Kane. Yeah, those aren't sources, buddy. I'm liking Grant Wojcik as well. I think he could do it. He's young enough. Look. Any tweet sounds good when you just say, The Celtics saved like $14 million in this trade, by the way. Forgot what I was going to say. My God, man. My brain's a mess. So a couple of announcements. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time here. It's going to be a fun stream, I promise you. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be live all day. Might even have some guests swing by. Might be some special guests. I don't know. There's going to be no guests. There might be some special guests. No one's coming. There might be some. I don't like doing shows with other people. There might be a guy or two that you might know who's swinging by. No one's swinging by, I promise. But I'm working on a big video, the biggest video in the history of this channel by far. And it's going to be the greatest video, folks. People are going to say it's such a great video. We've never seen such a great video. You're going to say, I'm so tired of great videos. Please, no more great videos. Can you imagine if Rosello just popped on the show? And it was like nothing. We're just like, hey, what's up, Ryan? Some say it's the greatest video. Sully and Bill Simmons would be my dream. I would say wait what to Rosello's face for sure. Sully turned DEI. Man, last night was such a DEI loss for the Mavs. Just stupid ass DEI. Tyler with the 499. I had a dream last night. Luka wins the ship this year. The first thing he says is, "This is for Nico." What a horrible dream that is. Who was it? What chat was it in? What chat was it in here? Or was it in playback? That guy who was like, "Yeah, this is such a DEI trade," but was not being ironic, was being dead serious. Oh, he's like, Nico's such a DEI one, DEI GM, and it's just like, because he's black. I mean, what is the? Because he's black? There's no other. That's just like. I've settled on something before we get started. Before I get started. If you guys have been around a while, you know that I'm a massive Weeknd stan. He's my favorite artist of all time. Mega fan, you might call me. I have the first time I listened to the latest album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, I thought it was good. About an 8 out of 10. I've listened to it several times since. It's pretty goddamn great. I don't know about a 10 out of 10, but it's pretty incredible. My favorite song is probably, so I have a completely new appreciation for Sao Paulo, which I didn't really, I thought it was pretty good when it came out as a single. I didn't love it, but in the context of the album, when that interlude sort of transitions into it, it sounds really good. I mean, Cry For Me's great. When those like synth drums hit in, oh my God. I like Big Sleep's good. The Abyss. I mean, shout out to my girl Lana Del Rey, huh? Without a Warning, Hurry Up Tomorrow, all good. Open Hearts is great. I mean, it's a great album. Niagara Falls is great. No, it's not a DEI album. Bro, not talking about Kuzma. All right, I just wanted to say that before we get going. Let's get going. I have not listened to new FK Twigs. I probably will at some point. Dude, the DEI is so funny to me. I mean, it really is. It's just the funniest shit. I just love that you could just make up boogeymen and just be mad at it for everything. Like, that's my favorite part. It's just such an easier way to live life, isn't it? Maybe I'm missing something. It's just such an easier way to live life. We gotta get slightly on Pro Tools instead of Audacity. I mean, it's just to record my voice. Are you missing your joy? I'm feeling emotions I don't know if I've ever felt. If that's what you're wondering. Good news. The Rangers will unveil a life-size statue of Adrian Beltre on Friday, August 22nd, outside of the northeast entrance of Globe Life Field. Good news. What's good about that, huh? Because the moment I think that, I thought, oh, he played on the Rangers, Dallas sports team. Oh, he had a tragic, heartbreaking loss in 2011 World Series. Oh, he never won a ring with the Rangers. That's immediately what I think in my current sad state. So what's good about that? What exactly is good about that? Just kidding. I love Adrian Beltre. Love him, love him, love him. He, I wore 29 my junior and senior year baseball. Varsity, 29. Because of him. Also because there was only 4 other numbers available, and they were all like in the 40s. Jesus is king. The Antichrist is coming. We've all been deceived. The Antichrist is already here, brother. And he's manifested in the form of Nico Harrison. Hug your loved ones and enjoy it while you can. Are you a Rangers fan? At least we won a couple years ago. I am a Rangers fan, yeah. No, not far enough, honestly. Good morning, folks. It's Wednesday, February 5th, 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're all in a great mood. We're all happy. We're all thrilled. We're all excited. We're all just having a really great, grand old time. NBA trade deadline is tomorrow. I'll be live at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join me over on youtube.com/slightlybiased. It's going to be a great blast. It's going to be a great, great time. We're all so excited and happy. We're all so happy. A trade did break earlier this morning when I was at the gym. Obliterating weights. Just getting huge at the gym. Woke up early and was seething in rage because the Dallas Mavericks exist, and I remembered that and got pissed off. So I woke up upset, went to the gym, and, got huge. Trust me, I know you guys can tell. I know. Save it. But got this notification. This was going around tomorrow. This is going around yesterday. Last night that this trade was brewing. You do look really big. Thank you. I'm assuming that's a compliment. Oh, man. This was circling around last night that the Bucks were close to a trade for Kyle Kuzma. Paul with the $5. This feels very much like when the 90s Mavs traded away Kidd, Jackson, and Mashburn in short order, and they turned to a revolving door of a roster. I really hope that's not it. But here is the trade. The Milwaukee Bucks get Kyle Kuzma for Khris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, who they just drafted in the first round a year ago. Granted, that was viewed by many as a reach, so take that for what you will. For Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin Jr., and second-round draft compensation. Sources tell ESPN. So a couple of things here for the Bucks of note. Obviously, losing Khris Middleton's a big deal. We'll talk about that here in a bit. But they get under the second apron with this move. There was some talks that they would maybe have to attach a first-round pick to Patrick Connaughton just to get off of him and get under that apron. They accomplished that in this trade, so they can aggregate contracts now. If they wanted to make another move, they could. Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton's salary together and go out and make a move, whatever the case may be. They can be, players in the buyout market now. I still think that they're limited in what they can do in the buyout market, correct? Isn't that one of the first apron rules? Still limited, I believe, in what they can do in the buyout market, but they could be players in the buyout market. And they do get some second-round picks in return here. Middleton getting bought out, I assume. Well, that would be a little bit difficult considering he has a player option. I'm assuming the Wizards are probably shopping him, if I had to guess. This feels like this could be, hey, let's see if we can shop Khris Middleton between now and about 24 hours from now if a team will bite. But he has $31 million this year, $34 next year. So, yeah, maybe they go into the summer with him and see if a team would take a $34 million. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Mavericks trade Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, P.J. Washington, Klay Thompson, and 3 first-round picks for him. That's on the table. It's potentially on the table, as well as all their seconds. So we'll see about that. But basketball-wise, I mean, Khris Middleton, it's no secret. He's been up and down this season. Now, he's had some good games, and he still looks solid offensively. It's just his lows are lower. It's a little bit more inconsistent than you would like it to be. And he's old. He's injured a lot. He's been not good at all defensively. And, just in his last 5 games, he's had 2 0-point games. But also in that stretch, he's had a 22-point game on 10 of 13 shooting, a 21-point game on 8 of 9 shooting, a 20-point game on 7 of 10 shooting. So, I mean, he's still just an ethical bucket getter. And yeah, he's probably even in this shell of him, even as a shell of himself, of which he is this season, still's been better than Kyle Kuzma. Full stop. Still better than Kyle Kuzma, who's been atrocious. Kuzma this season, 15 points, 42%. Oh, 42% from 3. That's not bad. No, 42% from the field. 28 points per game. That's pretty solid. That's really good, actually. No, 28% from 3. 60%. Oh, 60% from the field. That's great. That's like center number. 60% from the free throw line. He's been stinky. A true shooting percentage of 48%. Stinky. However, he is taller than Khris Middleton. He's bigger than Khris Middleton. He is younger than Khris Middleton. He is cheaper than Khris Middleton. He is under contract for longer than Khris Middleton. His salary goes down. So, I see the logic for the Milwaukee Bucks. This is one of those slap in the face to your fan trades, though. Khris Middleton, an icon with Milwaukee. You think Khris Middleton will get his jersey retired? I haven't really thought about that, but it's possible. I have to wonder what do Bucks fans feel about that. I agree. I think he probably should. 12 years in Milwaukee, a championship. It's possible. So it's a slap in the face to the fans to trade Khris Middleton, even in his advanced stage here of his career, and get Kyle Kuzma, who's having the worst season of his career, in return. But it does kind of make sense just from the perspective of you get under the apron, you get younger, you get cheaper, and you get some more versatility. You get some more versatility. He's at the end. I think Bucks fans would be fine with this. From what I saw on Twitter, Bucks fans are not fine with this. Bucks fans are also very upset at the inclusion of A.J. Johnson, who, I saw one specific tweet that said AJ Johnson's has Tyrese Maxey upside. I don't know about that necessarily. Giannis apparently there were some rumors and reports going around that Giannis wanted this to happen. That Giannis personally, I can't say like trade Khris Middleton for Kuzma, but that Giannis wanted Kuzma. So they got him. It's just a very interesting trade. Just a very interesting trade. I don't think it does much at all for the Bucks, to be honest with you. It gives them a little bit more versatility, and I think that they want that. But I'm not sure. But it's also the same thing. I felt this way about PJ Washington last year. It's like it's really kind of hard to take away anything from Kuzma's season this year. Like it's hard to take away anything from anybody on the Wizards. They're so terrible. A change of scenery could absolutely do him right. And also, he's a guy who, it's been a while now at this point. I mean, it's been, 5 years, which is a very long time in NBA time. But it's been 5 years. Only 5 years ago, he was like a really, really solid role guy on a championship-winning team. Now, he was younger. Again, this is like a different life, basically. He's not watched as playing in Washington does to you. Going to be the third, fourth guy now on this Wizards team, on this Bucks team. Better spacing. Going to shoot cleaner looking threes. He's not going to be the consistent, even though Khris Middleton at this stage isn't consistent either, but I still feel more comfortable. Like, would you guys not feel more comfortable in a playoff setting if Khris Middleton has a ball in his hands and we need somebody to do something? Khris Middleton over Kuzma? I think I'd still feel better about Khris Middleton. But this opens up the door, and this has been talked about. This opens up the door for the Giannis small ball 5 lineups to make a little bit more sense with Kuzma being bigger. And yeah, Middleton potentially could be completely off the floor. I almost got centelled with this quote. This is the NBA Centel tweet. Kyle Kuzma, I taught Wizards how to win, and I'll do the same thing here with the Bucks. Oh, man. So this is from Bobby Marks. To help Milwaukee build out the roster now and in the future, Kyle Kuzma is reducing a portion of the trade bonus in his contract. The reduced trade bonus allows Milwaukee to remain below the second apron. So, good for Kyle Kuzma right there. Good for him. That's one way to endear yourself to a new fan base. Everybody getting superstars will be getting Kyle Kuzma. I'll never delete you, Twitter. I've thought about it. I'll never do it. I'll just never do it. Katie Trade Watch, hour 15. Kuzma Middleton was like being at Super Bowl party where they just handed out a gross appetizer. Give these pigs in a blanket a try. Sorry, they're so soggy. Man, what the hell's Bill Simmons yapping about? That's why we love him, man. That's why we love him. I think this could be an interesting trade. We'll see how it all pans out. Zach Lowe, we'll see what else Milwaukee does in the next 30 hours. They are under the second apron now. Kuzma's contract declines nicely for them. That's true. It is a nice contract. We talked about that when the potential Mavericks Kuzma trade was even still discussed recently. But giving up your 24 first, Johnson, who has potential already in this trade, plus Khris Middleton, plus a pick swap for a 33% three-point shooter is a lot. Oh, they give up a pick swap, huh? Where's the reporting on that? We'll see. I'm interested to see what Kuzma looks like with the Bucks. I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know how much we can realistically take away from Kuzma's time with the Wizards this season. They've just been such a fucking train wreck. Now, he has to do with that team being a train wreck. Motivated Kuz on the Bucks could be good. It could be. And also, he goes from being de facto, like one of the primary guys on a team, which is gross, to now being the third or fourth guy. It definitely changes things. It changes, who guards you. It changes the space you see on the basketball court. It changes the type of shots that you get, the type of defenders you attack, how the defense, the type of defense that you see. You catch a pass on the wing and the defense is rotating. Now you can drive and you have an angle. Like, that all changes. So I'll say give it some time, Bucks fans. I know it sounds gross, and trust me, when it seemed almost inevitable for the Mavs, we were having to talk ourselves into it because it did seem gross, but there's ways that you can get there. There's ways that you can talk yourself into it. At least the Wizards GM didn't publicly call Kuzma a fat, lazy slob after the trade this morning. There's still time. There's still time. Just wait. Yeah, shout out to Kyle Kuzma. He's a little fat, a little fat guy. We call him Fatty. Shout out to Fatty. We're gonna miss him in his time here. I mean, God, they turned into Nico Harrison turned into Donald Trump. And we traded Luka. We call him Fatso. Real fat guy. That Luka Doncic. We call him Fatty. My plans for John Horst if I see a Kyle Kuzma notification.
And murder. Rape and murder.
All right. Okay. Fatty Luka, folks. He's real fat. Also, Kuzma needs to buy Cuban needs to buy the Mavs back quickly. You guys think Cuban's got money like that? Cuban does not have money to buy the team back. Dude, Kuzma's shooting splits this season are atrocious. 42, 28, and 60. Bro. That's like a Wilt Chamberlain stat line they expect us to believe. That's not even like... Just like a Wilt Chamberlain stat line. My coworker really thinks Luka's coming back in free agency. I wish I was that delusional. Yeah, he ain't. Middleton in a wheelchair is better than Kuzma. I get it from the perspective of they get under the apron now and they get younger and a friendlier contract. Sometimes that stuff matters. It's the Grimes Caleb Martin trade. I'm going to go out on the limb and say the Mavs are going to lose to the Celtics. Did you see reports Stephen A. Smith might actually run in 2028? What was my prediction for him this year? I predicted that he leaves ESPN to join one of the major news networks. No, they're not going to trade Kuzma. Like, they brought him in. They wanted him. How do you think Miles Bridges is as a player? Like, why he could be good for some team which is contending, right? Miles Bridges is so weird because I don't know which teams are lining up to go after a guy like that for a lot of different reasons. The Bucks are no longer a second neighbor team. They can now aggregate salaries and trades if they choose to. Some tradable players and their salaries. Bobby Portis, $12.5 million. Pat Connaughton, $9.4 million. Marion Beauchamp, 2.7. You can get into the 20s pretty easily. And that 2031 pick is probably pretty interesting. I just don't know who they'd bring back in return. I would have loved for them to go and get Zach LaVine, but I don't know how possible that was necessarily. But from a basketball standpoint, it gives the Bucks a little bit more positional versatility, which can be important. Can be important. I think Khris Middleton is still at this point a better player than Kyle Kuzma. I'm interested to see what happens with Khris Middleton. Like, surely he doesn't ride out the season on the Wizards, right? That would suck. That would be unfortunate. But also, Khris Middleton, he's got that $30+ million player option at the end of the season. Like, he's going to want to pick that up. He's not getting that anywhere else. You're going to see a lot of teams making purely financial moves in the coming day. Yeah, I mean, this, like going back to that Caleb Martin, Quentin Grimes trade. Tim Jenkins with a 5. I've seen people mad at this trade. Kuz is better than Middleton at this point. I don't know about that. Kuzma not a great first or second option, but third option, oh yes. I think he'll be better. His efficiency will almost certainly increase on the Bucks, and his just size gives him a little bit more versatility defensively. But I mean, it's not a trade to get like uber excited about. But there's trades where it's like the Caleb Martin for Quentin Grimes trade. I tweeted out that I liked the trade. Then I tweeted out my rationale for it. Then I had people like, dude, watch more basketball, bro. Caleb Martin hasn't been great defensively this season. I don't think you guys understand why I like the fucking trade, even though I laid out exactly why the fuck I said I like the trade. They get more versatility defensively, trading from a position of redundancy. And they get a guy who's under contract for the next 4 years versus a guy you have to pay in restricted free agency who you might not feel comfortable with this price point. Caleb Martin is an alcoholic. Well, the Mavs just traded the last alcoholic who was here, so his days are probably numbered. Aaron with the $4.99. Thoughts on Middleton buyout than signing with a contender like the Nuggets? Explain to me, I guess I'd have to have the buyout rules explained to me like a toddler again, because they buy out his contract for this year, right? It's not hard to understand they didn't want to pay Quentin Grimes. I don't know if that's like they didn't want to pay Quentin Grimes. More so, him hitting restricted free agency scared them a little bit. And if that number got 12, 15, if a desperate team threw like a 20 out there, then you don't want to pay that, and that's it. Thoughts on people named Anthony? I like Anthony as a name, I do. I like the versatility of Anthony. Go by Ant. I mean, Ant is sick. Ant is a sick thing to go by. So, like, okay, so Khris Middleton, if you buy out his $31 million this year, all right, fine. But what about the $34 million on the books for next year? Because he wants that money. I've only known NBA players go by Ant. I'm going by Ant if my name is Anthony. NBA buyout rules. How exactly does a buyout work? So they would only have to pay him what usually the player agrees is some small reduction in the amount they are owed, often equal to the prorated minimum vet salary at the time of waivers. The team pays the rest and waives them. They are then free agents who can sign with any team and typically do so for the veteran minimum. The team saves some money and the player gets to go elsewhere. The player makes the same total money between the old team and the new team. The problem, though, is there's the $34 million player option that Khris Middleton is not opting out of under any circumstances. You can't be the fucking guy to go by Ant if you're Anthony. It's creme de la creme of Anthony nicknames. Yeah. You got to pull it off and rock it, and I'd fucking rock it. I mean, are you joking? Would you like Dart as a middle name or nickname? Dart as a middle name? Sure. Dart's actually kind of a sick middle name, although sounds kind of like real country. What's your name? Dart. All my friends call me Dart. Okay. What's your name? Gunner. What about your name? Harley. You said you go by Ant if your name was Anthony, but why don't you go by Slight since your name is Slightly? I go by a lot of different monikers. Those are tough names. Kirk is going crazy. Still? Glock. What's my name? Glock. What's Kirk saying? Kirk gonna go crazy for the next 3 years? Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but does it seem like the Mavericks are getting rid of every white dude on their roster? Sorry if that's a racist question. Haven't really noticed. So let's see how this plays out. I'm here for Kuzma. I think I'll give it some time. Some people are writing this off immediately. Let's give it some time to see how this all works out. I think his efficiency will tick up for sure with the Bucks. Is it enough to push them over, to really move the needle for them? You're writing that off heavily? I'm using a pencil. I'm not using a pen. I'm ready to erase at any given moment. But we shall see. Well, you know those erasable pens? I saw somebody mad about why don't they make erasable pens anymore? Why the fuck do you need an erasable pen? Just use a goddamn pencil. What do you need an erasable pen for? What's the logic behind an erasable pen? Oh my God, Kirk's gotten off like 20 tweets today. Oh, man. I muted Kirk. I muted a lot of people. I did. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do the self-loathing every day. Oh, look. Okay, this is good, though. This is good. Hanlon's razor. I told you guys this night one. I told you guys this the night of. I told you guys this the night of. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. I told you guys this. This is acceptance. The acceptance stage of grief. Pencil's like a regular relationship. Erasable pen is like a marriage with a prenup. I mean, I get it. Pens look cleaner on the paper, right? Like they just look cooler. However, the cool part about pens is it's not erasable. Like that adds to the pen's aura in a lot of ways. Where there's the pencil, the lead part of the pencil. Like it doesn't look as good on paper. But you erase it. I mean that's the whole fucking point. A pen has aura because it's in pen. You write it down. It's in ink. When you get tattoos, it's in ink. It doesn't go away. Can I please get an eraser for my pen? No, you fucking idiot. You just wrote it down in pen. Do you understand how this works? You clearly don't. Use wide out. Yeah, use wide out. Jesus Christ, man. A bunch of toddlers. Jesus. Gooch Master Extreme. Welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club. 8 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, guys. God knows what we'll be talking about. God knows what we'll be talking about at this point. Who knows? We had another trade that just broke. 7:55 a.m. Yeah, no. We had another trade that broke while we were just went live. Oh my God, this was a real tweet. I thought somebody was fucking around with this. The Phoenix Suns are the favorites to win the PJ Tucker sweepstakes. I thought that was a joke. That's actually real. Guys, I would tell you to call a hotline if you're betting on that, but I think you're too far gone, and I think there's only one real solution. The Boston Celtics are trading Jaden Springer and their 2030 second round pick to the Houston Rockets. We saw that trade. This was obvious. This was an obvious trade that has been talked about for a while. Jaden Springer, who has not played terribly. Like they've sort of, I'm guessing they've been showcasing him over the last month or so. Has had some solid moments. Has had some solid moments here and there. Celtics fans seem to like him. Which, does that mean anything really at all? Fans always gravitate towards the 22-year-old no matter the team. But getting off of Jaden Springer's even very, very small contract, I believe it was what, $2 million? I'm sorry, $4 million contract, saves the Celtics $14 million because of the tax that they are paying the league. So just a cost-saving trade here. The Rockets bring him in. I don't know if he'll play much at all with them, but we shall see. This was Bill Simmons' reaction. I like Springer. Damn, luxury tax apron, I get it. Even 3 minutes of Eason, Amen, Springer, and Brooks at the same time would be complete chaos defensively. I doubt you see that much. George Kirk with the Gage Kirk with the 199. Slightly help. I'm afraid Nico's getting Middleton. Kyrie, I think Kyrie gets you close. Probably have to take Jonas Valanciunas' contract as well, which you can't do. You can't aggregate Khris Middleton in a trade now. So I don't know. I think it'd have to be. Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington probably, and 3 first-round picks for Khris Middleton. I don't know, maybe. It's on the table. Wicked with the 28 months. Slightly, I'm seeing Abel live at AT&T. I got tickets this morning too, baby. All right, let's. That's an insane trade. Is it? Is it the most insane trade you've seen this week? Answer that. Way too much? Is it? Would it be the biggest overpay you've seen this week? All right, let's get into the big heavy hitter news. This is I don't have much room to like really shit on a team. Actually, yeah, I do. I don't care. What are the fucking Phoenix Suns up to? This would be I was just about to say the most shocking trade. This would be the most shocking trade. It's not the most shocking trade, but this would be Such a stupid trade. This is from Gambo. So you know there's some juice behind it. I said yesterday the Warriors have been aggressive and looking to see if the Suns would move KD. The Suns have gotten calls from quite a few teams on KD. I think a lot depends on if they can land Butler or not. Well, that was yesterday during the day. Last night, Gambo had some more to say. The KD to Golden State has taken on a life of its own in the last 24 hours. Look, I do not know for sure, so not reporting. I did talk to several teams today that heard the same thing. One told me he will most likely end up in Golden State with Butler to Phoenix. Now, the reporting I was reading last night about this potential trade was that this was basically the Suns' way of getting Jimmy Butler. I have to be honest with you, my initial gut reaction to that, if that reporting is true, is there was a trade request that was given to the Suns, and it just hasn't been made public yet. That has to be the logic behind it, right? I think that's what happened. Now, I don't know. That's just me purely speculating. But otherwise, this would make no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Like Luka's trade request. KD's been open about how he doesn't know how the team will be fixed. So they've lost 2 in a row to Portland, who, by the way, there's really no shame in that currently. Portland's been going crazy. The Miami Heat have inquired about Kevin Durant's availability. Well, yeah, this goes back to the thing that I've always went back to with the potential Butler trades and the Beal trades, where any team that's like taking on assets to bring on Beal's contract, whatever the case may be, the Heat look at that team and they're like, wait a second, why am I not getting those? Wait, you traded first to Chicago to dump Bradley Beal? I want those. I'm giving you Jimmy Butler. I want the firsts. I don't fucking want, whatever dog shit Chicago's sending me. Wait, why am I getting Khris Middleton and Bobby Portis? I want first-round picks and young players. This sort of goes back to that. It's like, wait, why am I getting Wiggins? I'm getting who? I'm getting Wiggins and Kevon Looney. Wait, I want Kevin Durant. I don't want Wiggins and Kevon Looney. I want Kevin Durant. That's what I want. So I'm thinking that Kevin Durant probably requested a trade behind the scenes. And now they're moving. Man, you think the league? Look, I'm not. Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity, right? But damn it, man. The league is salivating over this, huh? The league is salivating. Kevin Durant back in Golden State with Steph Curry. Luka in Los Angeles with LeBron James. What a dream scenario. What a dream scenario. And another way, I was thinking about this, just as a fan of the league, how good it is for the league, that Luka's in LA now, is now you can really do a passing of the torch moment. If Luka is going to be the future face of your league, now you could really do it because the current face of your league, LeBron James, is on the same team with Luka, and you get to see them play together, maybe make the playoffs and go through a playoff series together, and they sort of move on. Now, this whole thing is just... This whole thing is very interesting, this Kevin Durant stuff. So, the Miami Heat have inquired about Kevin Durant's availability. This is Sam Amick.
Quickly.
What's the latest with KD?
Yeah, it's escalated quickly, as the kids say. We'll see what happens.
Do the kids say it's escalated quickly?
I think that the Warriors thing is very real. Admittedly, I'm a West Coaster like you guys, so we're kind of getting rolling right now to figure out where the intel is at today. There were moments last night where I thought, this was actually going to happen, which is wild to say because as of early yesterday, the information coming out of the Warriors was some frustration with the Suns in terms of just kind of the talks and the back and forth, mixed messaging where, as you guys know, there's a lot of times layers to these talks where the formal indication might be we are not coming off Kevin Durant. And then behind the scenes, they're finding ways to make it clear, like, well, if you gave us the entire package, then maybe we do. Things to look at. Jonathan Kuminga is a guy that, as we reported yesterday, the Suns definitely have interest in a possible long-term future. I think that matters. Then you're possibly talking about a Brandon Pajemski, Wiggins in there.
The Golden State Warriors have discussed trading Draymond Green. It's 100% been discussed internally. Oh, man. Wait, what? Stephen A. Smith is gaining attention as a possible Democratic candidate for the 2028 presidential election? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The Detroit Pistons are trading for KJ Martin. Wait, when did that happen? Did this one just slip through the cracks? I know that KJ Martin was getting traded because they talked about it. Tim with the $2. I predict KD to Wolves for Randall McDaniel picks. Out of all the possible timelines I live in, it had to be this one. What a strange place. So the KD stuff.
Headline is here. They have no Brad Beal trade. They are 25-24. They have a very aggressive owner, okay? And so now they are examining, this team isn't working. We can't trade Beal. What are we going to do? Durant has 1 year on his contract. So they have now begun entertaining, should we trade Kevin Durant? And they have begun those discussions across the league. Now I'd like to shift you to the Bay. 25-24, veteran team, underachieving. Difficult time trading for a star. They've been looking for a year for a star, looking for LeBron, for Paul George, for Markin, and all these things. Very aggressive owner who can't stand this. Here, I am describing to you how this began. And so now we have the Warriors and Suns discussing the possibility of bringing Kevin Durant back, okay? I am not going to sit here and even begin to project or guess as to how this may go down. Is it possible that Kevin Durant could be traded to the Warriors? Yes. Will it happen? I'm not afraid to say I don't know. This is potentially a 3, 4, 5 team transaction. It could involve like a dozen other players because that's the nature of the way NBA trades. It could involve Jimmy Butler because it is possible, guys, that the Suns can acquire Jimmy Butler, but not for Brad Beal, but for Kevin Durant. And so that after a month of trying to pair them together, they could end up in an elaborate way being traded for each other. But I got to tell you, as you're going to happen, and I have no idea how you go back on this if it doesn't work, because now the world does know that the Warriors are trying to get KD back and repair him with Steph Curry. The only things I can tell you that I can say for sure is that tomorrow afternoon, Devin Booker will be on the Suns, because I think that's the only guarantee, and Steph Curry will be on the Warriors. After that, I can't promise you anything. They are at the...
He made a really good point there. How do you go back? How do you go back? Volume up, please. I can't go any fucking higher. These clips on Twitter are so quiet. How can you go back on this now? I know it's a little bit quiet. But so I'm assuming that the idea would be you get Jimmy Butler, you send out Kevin Durant, and you also get picks, right? So if you do that, then that kind of makes some sense to me. Like, I could see that making sense. you're worse off. But if Kevin Durant is 1 year left on his contract and we're not sure if he's going to sign an extension and he's not very happy, okay, we could trade him. Now we get Jimmy Butler, who we wanted. We sign him to an extension. We'll still be, I guess, a competitive team. But we also get first-round picks, and now maybe we could do some other stuff. And maybe Butler extends. Okay, so we move forward. Our team is Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler. I mean, that's a bad team. Not a bad team, but that's not a very good basketball team at all. That team's not competing in any real significant way. Basically, they rather have Jimmy over KD since Beal can't be traded. I don't think it's that. I think it's if we're worried that Kevin Durant might not stay, then we might as well make a trade now. And at least we get Jimmy Butler, who wants to be here, who's a good player. And it at least keeps us competitive versus Wiggins and Kuminga, which I don't know. Which one would you guys rather have, actually? I'm kind of thinking about this now. I think I'd rather have just a combination of role guys than having to pay Jimmy Butler $50 million a year personally. But I don't know. That's not how the Suns operate. We know that for sure. So then there was some rumors getting tossed around last night that Jimmy Butler, not Jimmy Butler. The Mavericks were somewhat interested in Kevin Durant or had dreams of landing Kevin Durant, which doesn't really surprise me. The Dallas Mavericks are looking to add Kevin Durant next to Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. Per the Athletic, league sources say the Dallas Mavericks, fresh off their Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis swap, that sent shockwaves through the association, have dreams of adding Durant to their Davis-Kyrie Irving-led group. While the likelihood of Dallas pulling this off now appears unlikely, the mere idea of Durant joining Dallas' star-studded group sheds new light on the thinking of Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison after he was roundly ridiculed for the Doncic deal. Does that shine a new light? Is anyone surprised by this? Whenever the Kevin Durant rumors popped off yesterday, we spent how long here yesterday talking about Kevin Durant to the Mavs? Because I was like, oh, clearly, this is obviously the Mavs are going to get in on this. Obviously, the Mavs are going to get in on this. I want to say this right now. It ain't happening. Durant to the Mavs. It's fun to daydream about. It's not happening. I think this was a strategic leak. As there was also a LeBron thing that popped up. The Mavs would be interested in signing LeBron in the offseason if he were available. No, not even a 20-80 chance. I'd literally put it at 0.05. You put this out there, that way your fans say, oh, okay. Okay, cool. Like, sure. Kevin Durant? Like, whoa. I told you guys this. I said this exact thing on my playback stream last night. But, every group text that I'm in with all of my friends that are basketball fans, they're all done. Most of them have said, fuck this team. I don't want to watch them anymore. Like, this sucks. The moment that Kevin Durant stuff popped up, they were like, whoa, hold on now. Kevin Durant? Because, yes, a starting five of Kyrie, Christie, KD, AD, and Lively. That's pretty, I mean, that's has an argument for the best starting five in the league, if not the best starting five in the league. 2 top 10 players, 3 top 20 players. But the chances, or the problem is, the Mavs would have to trade literally everything on their roster. Like, genuinely. Anyone who's making more than $10 million, whose name is not Anthony Davis or Kyrie Irving, is getting traded. So Gafford, Clay, PJ, Najee, all in the deal. It'd have to be some incredibly complicated 4, 5 team, 6 team trade. the Mavs would have next to no depth. Yeah, they'd all have to be in it. I mean, KD's making $50 million. Think my Hawks actually trade for Brandon Ingram? Yeah, I mean, the DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs thing has had enough smoke that KD is 36, though, not 26. It doesn't matter, man. The Mavs have made the message clear. 2 or 3 years, that's it. And I said this yesterday. You know what? Let me wait, because I'm recording this right now. We're only talking about Kevin Durant potentially getting traded to the Warriors. So I'll save this rant for a tiny bit, and for a tiny bit later. So we'll see. I'm going to be honest with you. My gut tells me a KD trade is not happening. There's so much smoke, though, that it probably will. But my gut tells me that a KD trade is not happening. Last time my gut told me something was this was going to be a boring trade deadline. Last time my gut told me something was I don't think a De'Aaron Fox trade happens midseason. Well, you've seen how that's played out. Would you rather get KD or AD when we traded Luka? Dog, I'd rather have not have traded Luka. I don't know. If I had to pick one of the two, I would. If I had to pick one of the two, I think I would have picked AD. So I said this on Locked On Mavs last night. If KD to the Mavs is even a slight possibility, if you've called the Suns front office and they're interested and they've said, hey, yeah, we'll do it. If you've maybe had some backroom stuff with KD's agent and they're like, yeah, we'd come to Dallas, play next to AD and Kyrie, you have to make it happen. You have to. You have backed yourself into such a fucking corner that you just have to do it. You have to. What is going all in even look like at this? You're already all in on a team that I don't think is even close. Nico lit the league on fire. All GMs have gone stupid. Well, I think this has also been kind of a recent trend in the NBA over the past few years, which is let's just get ahead of this shit now. Like, you never used to see trades like this midseason, but now it's like year and a half. Yeah, let's get into this now before there's disgusting trade demands and we're having to trade guys to places that we don't really want to trade them and the return's not what we want it to. Let's just get ahead of this shit now and trade these guys. And you have a bunch of uber aggressive front offices now. Uber aggressive. But then a lot of people are big on this new Mavs team too. I don't know why. Teams are conceding that OKC has beat them. I think teams look around for sure. Skin made this point. It's such a great point. Teams look around. They say, man, the Thunder, as long as they don't shit their pants and as long as there's not major injury, how do the Thunder not control the next 5 to 6, 7 years? They look at the Spurs. They say, my God, as long as Wemby, knock on wood, is healthy, they have just a treasure trove of trade assets still, even after getting De'Aaron Fox. Like, how does that team not dominate the next decade? So it's like, we got this year, next year, maybe. So we'll see. Mavs had chances to build a potential dynasty, but they made multiple huge mistakes in the Luka era. Dynasties are a tough word. I mean, like, think about, there hasn't been a dynasty since the Warriors. Think about all of the things that had to go right for them. The Thunder are the only team I would say currently are like on that trajectory, really, where you have the young guys who are coming up together that are probably going to be entering their primes all together. And I still consider Shea young, all entering their prime together. 3 key guys, and then you have a bunch of trade assets and stuff. The Spurs, you got a uber mega generational draft prospect on top of having tons of picks. You don't really have that second guy for sure. You go out and get Fox. The Mavs, I hate to say this, the Mavs were never on course for a dynasty type. Never. Well, what if they kept Jalen Brunson? Jalen Brunson was not going to be Jalen Brunson with this Mavs team. I need people surely understand that, right? Jalen Brunson was never going to be Jalen Brunson on the Mavs. He just wasn't going to get the opportunity. No, with the $4.99, delusional cope. Nico gets fired. Finley takes over. Luka doesn't extend with the Lakers and comes back to the Mavs on a max contract. That is delusional cope. Shout out to you, Nova. Anyways, before I continue my rant, Kevin Durant, we'll see what happens over the next 24 hours. My gut tells me he's not going to get traded. Just think it's kind of too big of a move. I kind of feel like this is too big of a move. However, I've been wrong on every single one of these. So let's see. But Jalen Brunson was never going to turn into Jalen Brunson on the Mavs. I think that whole situation worked out the way that it worked out for every team involved. Up until this Luka trade, mind you. Up until this Luka trade. Champion with the 5. Mavs fans are dumb. You can't win with Pillsbury Doughboy. He's a fraud. You guys are better off. Guys, that was me reading my donation. That was me reading that guy's donation. I did not say that, guys. That was a donation. That was not me. Dude, my eyes twitch, bro. My eye twitch has been going crazy since the Mavs trade. Since the Luka trade. It's from blue light. It probably is. I've been staring at my screen endlessly for the last, literally probably staring at a screen for every moment that I've been awake, sadly enough. Jonathan, welcome to the site, Delusional Club. I'll ask you at the 199. Which trade is worse, Luka or Brittany Griner? I don't know the Brittany Griner trade. Anyways, I think the Jalen Brunson saga worked out well for all parties involved. Jalen Brunson goes to New York, gets to spread his wings and fly. I'm incredibly happy for him. That was not going to happen here. It just was not next to Luka. Jalen Brunson's also an incredibly ball-dominant guard. Like, it just wasn't going to work. And also, Kyrie comes in. Kyrie's a better off guard than Jalen Brunson. I'd rather have Kyrie doing what Kyrie does than Jalen Brunson having to do what Kyrie does, if that makes sense. So I think it all worked out in the end. Mavs didn't plan on Kyrie being available. That was luck. The summer Jalen Brunson left in free agency, I want you guys to remember, Kyrie did demand a trade from the Nets, and the Mavs were on his list. So I guess a little bit lucky, the circumstances, but I have to imagine they maybe thought that it was a possibility that Kyrie could become available. And I'm gonna say right now, let's say they did extend Jalen Brunson. If Kyrie became available, Jalen Brunson would have been in that trade, 100%. 100%. He would have been in it. Which, I mean, it sucks to say. But we keep Dodo. Yeah. Man, I think if you have JB instead of Kyrie, you might have still made it to the finals, and we would have been better off paying him. They would have been better off paying him, yes. But I said it then when they made the finals, and I'll still say it. I do think that kind of worked out for all parties. Obviously, you would have liked to have gotten something in return if you're losing Jalen Brunson. Sellout fades with a 349. That Kuz trade is the biggest trade of the year. Yeah, I think the Jaden Springer trade's making a push. The KP one, because this thing goes around, and my God, the Jalen Brunson being included in the graphic makes sense. KP being included in the graphic makes my fucking blood boil. The Mavs gave up KP. KP played like a baby for the Mavericks. Like a baby. We called him the 7'3" shooting guard. The entire fan base was so beyond fed up with Kristaps Porzingis by the end of it, we couldn't wait for him to get traded. Could not wait. It was a celebration that they got Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans for him. We were so happy he was off the fucking team. It was terrible. The Luka in that 2021 series against the Clippers was on such another stratosphere, at such a different planet. And took that team that they had no business going to 6 games with. Did that series go 6 or 7? 7, right? Tyler with the 499. If Nico would have a Supermax Luka, he could have gotten an additional second-round pick at least. Yeah, 7 games. No business taking that team to 7 games. Boban Marjanovic played 30 minutes in Game 7. Okay, 30. Because Kristaps Porzingis was playing like a fucking baby and couldn't post up Rajon Rondo. And Jalen Brunson was a pumpkin. Just needed one person to step the fuck up. Just needed one. Tim Hardaway Jr. was good in that series, at least in the games the Mavs won. So frustrating. That was it for me. I never forgave KP after that. I was so done with him. Just wanted him off the team so badly. Hated it. Pouted in the corner. Hated it. That would have been a crazy upset. Yeah, and then Kawhi just turned into basketball Jesus that game. Or that series. They parked him in the corner because he couldn't do anything else. KP shooting corner threes and cutting from the corner, little baseline cuts, was the only thing he was capable of doing in that series. Just sad. So my blood always boils when I see that shit. No, that's all that Luka and Carlisle allowed KP to do. No. Early in the series, he was trying to post up Rajon Rondo, and he couldn't do it. He literally could not do it. Got the ball poked out of his hands. Yes, KP in the bubble was cooking. That was the dream right there. Was really never the same with the Mavs after that injury. Bubble KP was absolutely the vision. Yes. He was incredible there. That is the vision. Is Cam Johnson getting traded? Yeah, I don't know. Cam Johnson's become kind of an afterthought in this crazy-ass trade deadline. But once again, if I were the Thunder, I'm swooping in. It's Cam Johnson time. Fits like a glove. Addresses a pretty sizable area of need for me. And I have every asset in the world to make it happen. Kawhi's knee fell off the bone after that series? Yeah. The last time Kawhi finished a playoff series healthy. Think about that. 2021. The Thunder really need a secondary ball handler since they lost AJ Mitchell. They need that as well. They need another reliable shooter too. I think I'd be, if I were a Thunder fan, I think standing pat would make me a little disappointed, to be honest with you. The idea of windows and, well, next year will be our year for sure thing. This shit's never guaranteed, man. It is never, ever guaranteed. They should learn from their mistakes of last year. Last year, I don't think that was a mistake. It's similar to the Rockets this year. If the Rockets, hold steady. And it's kind of hey, we're a little bit early. Like, this is a development year for us still, and we want to see what these guys do in the playoffs. That's completely understandable. That was completely understandable for the Thunder last year. I think this year's a little different. Do you think the Mavs will get another ball handler playmaker? We kind of need one. There's no kind of need one. I think this team's in danger of missing the play-in tournament if they don't get one. If you're, and I will say this right now, I will be livid if they don't get one between now and tomorrow. It's starting to remind me. It's starting to remind me a tiny bit of the 2023 season. You traded for Kyrie Irving midseason, and we all said we were all ecstatic about the trade, but we all said at the time, like, hey, you know, this team still isn't like that good. You really need a center. You need this guy, you need this guy, you need X, Y, and Z between now and the trade deadline. Like, you got to go get another piece, and they didn't do anything. And we know how that season played out. And then they were aggressive in the offseason. I can see something similar happening here. You're smoking crack if you think we aren't making the play-in. Look, they play the Celtics tomorrow night in Boston. Probably going to lose that game. If I had to guess, probably going to lose that game. Probably going to lose that game, although who knows? Yeah, Kyrie in Boston. It could be AD's debut. We don't know yet. We don't have an update on Gafford yet. Gafford said it was a stinger and that he'll play tomorrow. So that's good. So let's say you lose tomorrow. You're 26-26. Chuckles with the 499. Rockets don't have the guy yet. Shouldn't go all in. Last year, Thunder should have with SGA. Yeah, but it makes sense, though, if you're young and you're ahead of schedule to see what guys do in the playoffs before you just start trading away. Like it made sense to trade away. It made sense, even though we all knew it, but it made sense just to be like, all right, let's just make absolute certain that Giddey's not a guy we trust in the playoffs. But 26-26, which means you'd have to go 20-10 the rest of the way just to finish with 46 wins. Like, just think about that. 20-10 the remainder of the season just to finish with 46 wins. Last year, 46 wins would have had you fighting for the 10th and 11th seed. Different season this year. The 8, 9, 10 range in the West looks a little bit shittier. So 46 probably gets you into the play-in tournament. But 20-10. Beans with $5. Remember the anonymous report from November about the bench being relieved when Luka sits? How does that look in hindsight? Premeditated slander? I don't remember that report. I just realized slightly has very nice hair. You just realized that? You just now made that conclusion? So 20-10. That includes integrating Anthony Davis into your ecosystem, potentially integrating another ball handler that you're going to get between now and Thursday into your ecosystem. And then if you don't do that, figuring out how do we win games late with no Luka now. If Kyrie gets doubled, who's the ball going to, all of this? Brother, that's tough. Potentially Golden State gets Kevin Durant. You know, the Spurs, who are 5 games under 500, they're getting reinforcements. De'Aaron Fox is coming. I don't know. The Kings might fall off a little bit. The Timberwolves are 4 games above 500. They're a game and a half above you. You're now 2.5 games back of the 6th seed. But not only that, you have 5 teams ahead of you. If we beat the Celtics with AD tomorrow, the revive's returning a bit, yes. They need a ball handler, and I'm going to be livid if they don't do it because you have just expedited your window tremendously to now. But I'm telling you right now, my gut feeling tells me I don't think they do. I think they say, hey, let's see how this looks between now and the end of the season. Oh, if we miss the play-in tournament, whatever. We'll go into the summer and make a move then for like a guard or something. Make a big trade. That's my prediction. And I'm pretty sure you do not own the tiebreaker with any of these teams. I feel like the vibe's going to be terrible the rest of the season, too. I'm telling you guys, last night was a sign of things to come for me. I didn't expect my feelings towards the end of the game to be like that. If anything this team does that isn't absolutely perfect between now and the end of the season is going to make me feel furious. Any chance we can make the playoffs and not the play-in? I mean, sure, they can go on a crazy run, but doesn't sound like Anthony Davis is going to play tomorrow. PJ Washington's probably out tomorrow. Probably out. All the bad things started happening when Slightly stopped wearing shades. No, that's not true. This season has fucking been a disaster since the beginning. Realistically. Do you buy the reporting that Nico is shocked by the response? Well, that reporting came from Will Kane, so I don't necessarily buy that. However, it doesn't surprise me. Dallas Emmett with the 199. Who's your top scorer now? Kai or AD? My vote is Omax. Spencer Dinwiddie's probably going to lead the team in shots.
Move on like everybody else just yet. I want to know if Luka Doncic is angry at the Mavericks. And, I mean, was there something today that revealed his mood, the state of their relationship? Is he pissed? Because it would seem like he can say he's happy to be in LA, Brian, but this stunned him. How does he feel about them?
He betrayed nothing today, but from what I understand, he's seething at them.
Okay.
And their fan base is seething at their team in a way that I've rarely seen before. And, you know, he's playing, the return game to Dallas is in April, like April 9th or something like that. And I don't know many things, and I would never tell. I would always caution somebody who buys an April game late in the season because teams are always sort of maneuvering and giving guys off.
Yeah.
If you could take us to that game, Mr. Doncic will be playing, and I suspect Mr. Doncic will be looking at all Dallas games very, very closely.
That's not a surprise. New article on The Athletic. What is it about? AAC protests are going to be great. I might make an appearance. So I keep thinking back to that video made where all of our clones were talking about their respective Mavs seasons earlier, and it's so funny what we know now. I mean, anyone going back and like shitting on my old takes, I see it on Twitter on here. It's like, bro, I mean, how could anybody have expected this? You know? It's like you can't even shit on people's old takes about the team or about Nico. It's like you can't do it. No one expected this at all. The clone video update's going to be legendary. The video I'm working on will be the biggest video on this channel's history. It'll do the best numbers in this channel's history. I feel very confident in that. And I'm very excited about it. And it might be our jump off point into just a new style of content on this channel. When you send a message, people will be able to see that you are subscribed to this channel. You can only message in the chat if you're subscribed. Oh, it's going to be a Luka video. I don't know when it's going to come out. It's a work in progress, and it's going to be long. More numbers of the Luka for MVP video. Yeah, I mean, the video, the 30-minute rambling I did a couple days ago was the most viewed video of this channel. I'm going for 100K. That'll be my first 100K view video. So I'm hoping for. Can't believe I haven't had one at this point. Whatever. Chuckles with the 199. I can't wait for the next multiple timeline intro. Just wanted to let you know that everything went downhill since you chose Arsenal. Is that when the timelines diverged? What are your thoughts on Kai being aggressive and having 35 last night? Yeah, I thought Kai was great last night. I'm not worried about Kyrie. I'm worried about there not being another person next to Kyrie and then what that could potentially do for Kyrie. When you start in the OnlyFans soon, just got to get some lawyers are involved, some NDAs that we got to iron out and stuff like that, but then soon. Free Luka, he don't want to be there. This is from our guy, Grant Afseth. The next Woj. You heard it here first. The next Woj. The Cleveland Cavaliers are motivated to find a wing upgrade with Karis LeVert as a common part of frameworks. Atlanta Hawks' DeAndre Hunter is a trade target to watch. Courtside Buzz post? Who's Courtside Buzz? Oh, look, Grant Afseth bomb. He just tweeted 50 seconds ago. Daniel Gafford participated in Wednesday's practice and called his shoulder injury just a regular old stinger. It's good. Would you have traded Luka for Jokic? I mean, no, I wouldn't have done that. I mean, I just wouldn't have understood it. Cavs, DeAndre Hunter. That would be really good fit. A really, really good fit.
Obviously learning some of the sets and kind of just the personality of the team. But
Max Christie, great game last night for Max Christie. Shares his perspective after his first game with the Dallas Mavericks.
I had fun out there even though we didn't win. It was good to kind of get that guy there on the floor and kind of get that first game out the way.
It seemed like an easy adjustment for you, though, even in the first quarter. How were you able to adjust so easily to being up?
Yeah, I was just playing hard, to be honest, and kind of just reacting to what was going on. Obviously, I'm new to the team, so like I said, the concepts are kind of foreign to me, so I'm just kind of playing off the reaction off the instinct. And it helped that I was making my threes, too, so just kind of an all-around game for me.
Was it nice to get that vote of approval, even to be able to be in there at the end of the game as well, and when that was so close like this?
Yeah, obviously it's a vote of confidence for me, and you know, it's good, you know, that the coaches trust me. Obviously, I just came in and they were able to trust me enough to put me in there at the end of the game. So that's a lot of confidence for me, a lot of comfortability for me too. Yeah, I mean, a lot of emotions.
He's gonna be a good player. Max Christie is. I am excited about him being here. Obviously, the context of it is crazy, but I like him quite a bit. Here is all Kyrie Irving's. Everything Kyrie Irving had to say last night. Kyrie Irving shares his reaction to the Luka Doncic trade.
Well, Kyrie, obviously we want your thoughts on the Luka trade. And just first thing, what was your reaction when you found out?
Just really shocked, and you just don't imagine that you're gonna get ready to go to sleep and then you find out news like that. So,
Do you mind speaking up, Kyrie, a little bit?
so it's still a grieving process right now. Miss my hermano. You know, we had a lot of time together. Keith too, and Maxie, and you know, we just built some bonds that went beyond the basketball court. So if anybody can understand at home, you know, when someone or a few group of people or a few people leave in a trade, it's going to be difficult, and that's what we're dealing with right now. But you know, this is a business. It's way above my pay grade. You know, I just got to adjust and be ready to.
Nick and I were joking because we watched this after we recorded Lockdown last night. Kyrie saying is above my pay grade. He makes like 50 times more the amount of money as a GM.
Welcome in my new teammates with open arms and kind of be ready to go back to Dallas too, to speak in front of our fans. I know they're feeling it too. I'm feeling it too, guys. So yeah, it's just an adjustment period, and you know, I don't want to downplay this either or disrespect our new guys. You know, they're going to help us win and going to help us build towards the championship. But just like everyone else at home, you know, kind of see it from afar, it hurts. So.
I'm not going to lie. Everyone was saying like Kyrie looks pissed off. I thought that was a very diplomatic answer. I don't think he looked like super pissed off. I think he sounded shocked. So have you had moments the last few days considering that maybe we were all slightly delusional about Luka? Maybe Luka isn't a true 1A superstar. Maybe our eyes deceived us for 7 years. No, I did not think that. The only thing that I've thought is like, okay, maybe there is like lower body injuries that are very concerning that have maybe been downplayed over the past year. After reaching a deal with the NFL a few days ago, Pat Riley is now negotiating with the Kansas City Chiefs who want to use the phrase three-peat. Does Pat Riley own the rights to that? He owns it? Okay, cool.
This business, so you just got to be ready to pick up the pieces and.
About to put on a movie with his wife when he found out. What were you doing when you know you caught wind that it was going to happen?
Trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with all this and put my best foot forward as one of the leaders of the team. You know, so this is a weird case in NBA history to be a part of, but at the same time, it's the nature of our business, and it is a ruthless business. So you just got to be ready to pick up the pieces and you know, still run towards the championship. That's the ultimate goal on why I play. And, having other guys that are championship winners too helps. But you know, at the same time, we still have to acknowledge that you know, our little Slovenian president is no longer here, and we got to adjust.
Our little Slovenian president. That's the one that hurts.
Long time.
Yeah.
Back to Boston. What is it like to finally get the opportunity to do that, man?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, this is a part of my career where I don't have as many years playing. I'm not in my early 20s. So, you know, I look towards the future quite often and my place in it, my position in it, how I can help other guys in the league. And getting AD, getting Max Christie definitely helps my motivation and keeps my mentality very strong. He's a great player, Anthony Davis, in terms of MVP candidate. And, you know, I'm going to help him as much as I can, not just on the court, but off the court. So I'm just ready to open up the doors, you know, welcome these guys the right way, and still at the same time be human and, you know, understand my emotions are still involved in this. You know, we just went to the finals, we just had a good run, but still there's still excitement on the other end of that.
So I don't think Kyrie's going anywhere. I really don't. Again, and beyond that, I think he's going to embrace this role. Only one All-Star in Dallas now. Who the fuck would have thought it's AD? Should be two. Kyrie should have made it.
What did you want to know from Nico when you talked to him about why this trade was done?
Like I said, it's just above my pay grade. This is something that was in the works without a lot of people necessarily being privy to the information and knowledge. So as a player, you can only do but so much. I reached out to Luka, made sure that he was good, made sure his family was good, and it was time to move forward. And also Keith and Maxey, I don't want to keep forgetting them. They had a huge position in our team, responsibility for us making it to the finals last year, keeping everybody sound, mind, body, spirit. So now that falls on different guys, and guys are going to have to step up, including myself, and be ready for this adjustment period, which is going to be great regardless, but at the same time, it's going to be some healthy mistakes along the way as we integrate everybody into what's going on.
And what did you want to know
to be the face of this franchise, and now overnight it's going to be you, AD, and the rest of the guys? I guess, how are you looking to embrace that challenge?
Same way I look at every challenge. It's an opportunity to
at one time.
Yeah, that has no foreshadowing either on anything, guys. Just letting you know that right now.
Yes, it does, Kyrie. KD's coming. Yeah, don't say that, Kai. KD's definitely coming, right? Audio cutting in and out. I know, dude. I know. These Twitter videos are so fucking quiet. Kyrie was just very, very diplomatic in these. There wasn't like too much said that was that crazy. I mean, I could barely hear what Kyrie was saying. Brad Townsend, LAX TSA agent today, quite loudly. Worst trade Lakers ever did. He's not a team-oriented player. Who's going to play defense? Wow, Brad Townsend got one guide. Been there, done that, buddy. Grimes was not happy about being traded. Is there any quotes about that? Hopefully AD plays tomorrow. It doesn't really seem likely, but hopefully AD plays tomorrow. We get just a look at. Audio is broken. Right now it is. Nothing wrong with the audio. Okay. Hopefully we see AD tomorrow. And that could give. I'm still a little bit surprised they didn't do an introductory press conference. Would you be happy if both Lakers and Mavs win a chip in the next 5 years? Yeah, I would. Look, I'm still a Mavs fan, die hard. I think it is because they're on the road. And then what? Do you do a press conference after they played a game? I'm not sure. If AD doesn't play tomorrow, I think you could still do a press conference on Friday. At home, you're back home, and maybe you make a move between now and tomorrow. So it just makes me sad looking at the 2022 Western Conference Finals roster yesterday and realized Dwight Powell and Dinwiddie are the only ones left. Yeah, and Dinwiddie left and then came back. Usually they do them before the game, so 12 to 1 p.m. on Saturday. I mean like a formal introductory press conference like you saw with Luka yesterday. I mentioned this, but I feel like it would be good for the fans and good for everybody involved to get those guys out there, let the fans see them, let them say the political ass shit. Yeah, man, we just want to win a championship. Our goal is to win a championship. That will at least pump some life back into this fan base that just desperately needs something, right? Needs something to latch onto. Especially since they did such a terrible press conference the other day. And again, I'll go back and say, I thought that press conference was a fucking disaster. I said at the time, I don't know why they even did it. I walked that back now. I'm happy they did it. For the reason being, if Nico doesn't get in front of cameras and answer questions, kid's going to have to answer all of them. The players are going to have to answer all the questions. So Nico, although he did a terrible job, gets in front of the cameras and answers questions immediately. I think it was the best thing to do. The Mavs just finished wrapping up a rare practice at Temple University. This Jimmy Butler situation, I think, is going to get funny. There's some reports now that Jimmy Butler wants to be traded, but is now open to return to the Miami Heat. But the Heat want to trade his ass. I think Jimmy's starting to realize the walls are closing in a little bit. And I might not be in control here. Jimmy has destroyed his own reputation. Bro, yeah, don't, guys. I just permabanned that guy who came in here and put Nico's address. That's really not what we're doing. I don't really think that's funny. It's readily available anyway. Yeah, but there's a difference between an address being on Google and somebody putting in a chat, here's Nico Harrison's address. Because what are you implying there? I don't want to know his fucking address. I don't have anything to deliver him. I agree. I don't find those type of jokes funny either. Like the me at Nico Harrison sign and greet, and it's like the clip of the guy shooting the target practice dummy, and it's just like I don't know. I've never found that funny, really. When it comes to sports stuff. Does it hurt more that we're reminded of this trade in all sorts of media? Yeah, I mean, it does. Logan with the $2. LeBron is like Palpatine and Luka like Anakin. I did laugh at your George Bush shoe throwing gif. I mean, that's funny. But I bet you don't mind if it's Donald Trump. I just think there's a very big difference between somebody who's policy decisions and person and how do I want to word this? Not saying I find him funny, but there's a difference between somebody whose decisions and actions actually like really changes the livelihoods of millions of people in a way that greatly deteriorates people's lives at times versus a sports thing, which does affect people's lives. Don't get me wrong. No, I'm not saying I find them funny, but I'm saying there's a difference, though. Be consistent, bro. I think that's very consistent. I just said I don't think it's funny with sports stuff. I don't think it's funny. I've never found like threatening death or insinuating threatening death for somebody because of sports was funny to me. You guys want to know my most unwoke opinion I have? My most unwoke opinion. Not really. This was Rick Pitino last night.
I know the free throws, you just ignore it and keep plugging.
Yeah, inside, I want to kill myself. Outside, I just say, that's okay, we're going to make the next one.
The league itself.
I think people saying stuff like that is so fucking funny. I know it's not supposed to be. I know joking about that kind of stuff is not funny. It's also personal to me as well, so but I'll never think it's not funny. When like a coach jokes about killing himself because his team's missing free throws. That's fucking hilarious to me. Who was the college football coach who said something like that? What's the non-woke take? That I think joking about killing yourself is funny. I'm sorry. I think it's funny. Tim with the $5. The league setting up a new Lakers Celtics rivalry. Tatum versus Luka is just like Magic and Bird, except the white guy in LA this time. Yeah, the thing about that Celtics Lakers rivalry that made it so great is they played each other all the time in the finals. So they got to get to the finals regularly. Ryan Kelly said he wanted to kill his team. Oh, okay. All right. Did you see the Mavs clip of the fan who said he was going to kill himself? I saw that. KD did practice today. I think they said he was limited, though. Are you going to keep being a Mavs fan? I am, but I'm going to be pissed off about it. Going to be pissed off quite a bit. My book, The Wonder Boy, chronicling all of the drama and dysfunction as the Mavs successfully scrambled to build a contender around Luka Doncic, is available for pre-order. Last week's little plot twist, I'm writing a final chapter. Sorry, I'm late. Thoughts about the Bucks trade? I'm holding out. Well, I just want to see. I want to see what the team looks like. I'll probably read this. I want to see what the team looks like. I'll give Kuzma a chance. He's been terrible this year, but on a shitty ass Wizards team. Why does Tim McMahon hate Luka so much? I don't think he hates Luka. He just is a shit stirrer. He works for the biggest shit stirring network that there is. So that's it. For him, if he prods at Luka a little bit and gets a feisty answer, that's great. ESPN can talk about that for 4 days. Are you open to Ben Simmons if bought out? Sure. Fuck it. I'm open to anything at this point. Who cares? I don't care. I've seen people who are like, I'm actually out if they get rid of Derek Lively. It's like, really? Luka didn't do it? It's like, no, you wouldn't. Nico's trade targets, Draymond and Ben Simmons. Nico loves defense. Who else could the Mavs go after? Could they talk Tony Allen into coming back into the league? Can we get Tony Allen? Thibault, oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's get Thibault back in the building. I need a lineup of Ben Simmons, Draymond Green, LeBron, and Luka for max chaos for that big playmaker archetype. How many trades? Let's make a fun prediction. I want everybody to put their number, and I want everyone to remember their number. We'll see who can get it right. I'll make my prediction as well. How many trades do we think go down between now, right this second, and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow? 17? You think there's going to be 17 more trades? That would be fucking insanity. 2? 1? Across the league? No, across the league. So let's see. How many have there been already? If we're just talking like the past couple weeks. We've had... Was the Luka trade like the first? We had the PJ Tucker little salary dump trade. We had the fucking Luka trade. We had the De'Aaron Fox trade. KJ Martin trade hasn't been official yet, but we'll add it. The Kuzma trade. Am I missing one? Are we talking trades between teams or players moving? Just trades in general. Caleb Martin. Suns Utah picks trade. So there's been 7 already. That's a pretty good amount. I'm going to guess there's 9 more. That's my number. 9 more. 9 more between today and tomorrow. Oh, yeah, there's been 8 because there was that Nuggets OKC weird second round pick trade. 9 more. Too low? No, that puts us at about 17. That's about on par. But who knows? Yeah, I didn't count the Schroeder and Dorian Finney-Smith trades. Like, I'm talking Thomas Bryant trade. Like, I'm talking more like the week of. Can we go to Fanspo for some Lakers trade? No, I don't want to go to fucking Fanspo, bro. I don't. 16 total? Okay. What do we win? Bragging rights. Can we trade KD? Can we trade for KD? Same ceiling. Suns would do it. I still... Should we workshop a KD trade? Hassan Whiteside's on a plane from Puerto Rico to Dallas. Is Hassan Whiteside still playing? You guys really want to workshop a KD to the Mavs trade? Again, it's like so hard. There'd have to be so many teams involved. Clay, PJ, Gafford gets it done, I believe. No, I don't even think that gets it done. Clay, PJ, Gafford for Kevin Durant. I don't think that even comes close, actually. $5 million. So then this is where it becomes really difficult. Because there's Lively. If you just go Najee. Clay, PJ, Gafford, Najee gets it done. No, it doesn't. So then you'd have to add a third team. No, it would never go down. It would never be a straight up 2-team trade. You have to add like a third team. So let's add the Pistons for fun. Because they have cap space still, I think. They haven't made any trades, have they? All right. So I would keep PJ. You literally can't. You literally can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. Let's say the Suns say, I don't really want Clay. All right, so Detroit gets Clay. Gafford to Phoenix. Najee to Phoenix. KD to Dallas, and then maybe like Wendell Moore to Phoenix. That's successful, actually. But the Mavs would have to get somebody in this trade too, because there would just be too much. If the Mavs acquire KD, I will not be around here anymore. It works with PJ, Clay, Gaff, Dwight, and Hardy. But it doesn't work, though, because then the Mavericks would have to fill in their roster spots. You have to trade Martin for 3 minimum players. Pistons took $8 million contract today. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Pistons are getting KJ Martin. We know that for sure. You know what? Fuck, that trade hasn't been reported yet. Let's tie in the Sixers. And you know what? Let's tie in the Heat. Harrison, welcome to the Slightly Delusional Club. All right. We know for sure that Kenyon Martin Jr. is getting traded to the Pistons. Let's say Jimmy Butler goes to the Heat, to the Suns. The Suns get their guy. KD goes to the Mavs. And then PJ goes to Phoenix. Caleb Martin was out of practice today because trade was still pending, by the way. Just something to consider. Unless I'm missing something. Okay, yeah, PJ can't go to Phoenix. Sorry. PJ to the Heat. Gafford to the Heat. Clay to the... Where would Clay go in this scenario? How about Najee to the Sixers? This is so fucking dumb. This is so stupid. All right, where are we failing? Ooh, the Sixers need to clear up $500,000. The Mavs need to clear up $15 million. Who did we not include in this? Oh, okay. Here you go. Clay goes to Miami. Boom. What? All right, all we need to do is the Sixers get off of a minimum guy. Who do they have that's a minimum guy? Yabusele. Lowry. Eric Gordon. I mean, let's just fucking put Eric Gordon somewhere. Detroit. Are we good now? All right, this trade is successful. Yippee. Yippee. Let's see. This pick goes to the Suns. What other picks can the Mavs trade? 2031 goes to the Suns. Why don't they have the Lakers pick on here? Am I missing something? Let's see. The Pistons, what are they getting? The Pistons are for sure getting shit. Sixers send out seconds, I guess. Oh, wait. Why am I sending a first to Philly? Phoenix gets firsts. So, who says no to this? Suns get Jimmy and 3 firsts because the Mavs would throw in their 2029 first. The Mavs get KD. So fucking dumb. And Wendell Moore Jr. I don't even think this works because they still would have to get... Yeah, they would have to trade like Caleb Martin for minimum guys. The Heat getting Clay, PJ, and Gafford for Jimmy is really not terrible. I guess if I'm the Pistons... Yeah, actually, if I get some picks for this. I mean, this isn't that... Would the Sixers do this? They save some money. Najee Marshall. I mean, I guess who really says no to this? I don't think the Sixers want to take on salary. Long-term salary. I don't know if the Suns... I think the Suns would want somebody else. But I'm not sure how that happens. Who says no? Honestly, I don't know. Who do you think says no? The Pistons would be getting second round picks for their part in this. The Heat, Clay, PJ, and Gafford, you could do way worse for Jimmy Butler at this point in time. Like, that's actually a pretty great return. The Mavs get KD. The Suns, I guess I'm not uber convinced that the Suns are like, we'll trade Kevin Durant if it's Jimmy Butler. But if you're like so dead set on getting Jimmy and KD doesn't want to re-sign here, but Jimmy does, so let's just get Jimmy in here. And we also get 3 first-round picks in the process. Then, I guess... I honestly... The Mavs' depth would be so laughably bad. But I guess you do it and then just figure it out. If that's the route to get Katie, let's fucking do it. I mean, this would have to be. This is what the Mavs would offer. Got to give one to the Pistons. Do the Pistons get a first? They're already taking Kenyon Martin Jr. Like, that's already happening. We just don't know. We don't know what the deal is yet. The Mavs rotation, let's just, for the time being, would be Kyrie, Christie probably. Caleb Martin. KD and AD. I mean, that's not a bad team at all. Then your bench would be Dinwiddie, Exum, Omax. Dinwiddie. No, Max Christie couldn't get traded in this deal. Dinwiddie, Omax, Hardy. Oh my God. So I guess you'd have to make other moves too. Now, but when Lively gets healthy, then you look at a lineup of Kyrie, Christie, KD, AD, Lively. That's a fucking great starting 5. That's an insane starting 5. Oh, yeah, Dwight Powell, of course. Then off the bench, then Caleb Martin comes off the bench. Caleb Martin, Exum, not a bad bench duo. Dinwiddie, AD had a problem playing with the 5 on the Lakers. Yeah, I know. That would be kind of a problem. But Kyler Kelly, yeah, you'd have to make another trade. Like maybe you break up Caleb Martin into like 3 lower salary guys. No, but this is what I was saying on Lockdown last night, where it's fuck, dude, you're already like so backed into a corner. I would do this. I would do it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. I tweeted something out about KD and people were like, the trade doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. There's no point in trying to make sense of anything. Nice mercenary strat that worked in the past, right? Oh, yeah, you probably wouldn't win. There's been cases of Mercs winning, though, like Kawhi. But that was on a team that was already just built and just needed a star. Needed a super duper star. This would be Merc hunting at a level I don't know how much we've seen. This team healthy would piss on the Celtics and Thunder. I mean, reports Ishbia told KD they're not trading him. Is that true? Was that an old report or is that new? From Scoop B? Isn't Scoop B super unreliable? I always kind of forget the Scoop B thing. Some of these guys who only pop up around the trade deadline, I always forget about. Is Scoop B and good? Scoop B, I feel like we always make fun of him. What? Kevin Durant was assured by Phoenix Suns owner Matt Ishbia that the team will not trade him. A Phoenix Suns source tells me by phone this morning. Per a team source, teams who contacted the Suns about Durant include Golden State Warriors, Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, Washington Wizards. Wizards offered Kyle Kuzma and picks for KD. I can't remember if Scoops B knows stuff. His name always comes up. I mean, there is these like smaller accounts that are actually like in the know about shit. It seems. Oh, he also spelled Matt Ishbia's name wrong. It seems, no, he didn't. Oh, yeah, no, he did spell Matt Ishbia's name wrong. It seems as if, nobody knows who this person is. Dude, Kuzma and picks would be so funny. Has Gambo said anything? Gambo is the one. I saw the deleted Giannis tweet, but I think it was a soccer-related thing. KD does not want to be traded. Okay, all right. That throws a wrinkle in this stuff. Gamo said on radio that if the Suns flame out this offseason, he will not be a Sun at the start of the season next year. That's sort of my thought this feels more like an off-season thing, but I felt the same way about De'Aaron Fox. And yeah. Katie and Scoopy don't know about the 5-team trade. That's true. Did they see this? Did they see this part? Gambo's on here right now. Brad Coy has no trade clause, but only for certain teams. Katie could be traded, but himself doesn't want to be traded. Book won't be traded for sure. I just don't get it all. The trading KD makes no fucking sense to me midseason. Book won't be traded for sure. Yeah, famous last words. But once you get to the point where there's like, it's openly assumed, like it's out there that there's talks happening. It definitely changes things. Makes perfect sense to trade KD. It makes sense in the sense that let's just call a spade a spade, bro. We're not winning shit, and you're not gonna want to sign here, are you? Like, our future outlook is fucking dire. You want out? All right. Let's just start the process now. If there's a desperate team out there, like why wait until the offseason when we can start this now? You know what I'm saying? KD would choose Dallas if he leaves over Golden State and Miami. Make it happen. Make it happen, Nico. Why the hell not? The problem with trade involves KD the last several years is depletes the team that KD goes to. It's a catch-22 situation. LeBron avoided this by signing short-term contracts, betting on his body. Why does the more I look at this trade, why does it kind of make some sense? They could get more in the offseason trading KD. Yeah, maybe. I think you open up this potential suitors a little bit more because I think Houston probably gets back into the mix. Can I hear your take about the KD potential trade if no moves happens for the Mavs yet and Luka was still on the roster? Like, what would I think about this situation if Luka was still on the Mavs? Well, I wouldn't want the Mavs to trade for KD. I wouldn't want it to deplete our depth in any real significant way. I just wouldn't like it. And also, I would think Luka, Kyrie, KD was kind of strange. But now, when you've backed yourself into this much of a corner, dude, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, dude, fuck it, do it, man. I mean, we've already accepted that we are fucked in 3 or 4 years. Like, that much we know for certain. We'd have to get so incredibly lucky to not be fucked 3 or 4 years from now. Lively would have to take the mythical Giannis leap that people have talked about. You'd have to, assuming you keep your pick this year or whatever, you'd have to hit a home run, slam dunk. Omax would have to like break out in some significant way, or Christie would have to turn into something you don't expect him to turn into at all. Like, there'd have to be something crazy. Twitter notification.
To me to confirm, but league sources tell me that the San Antonio Spurs are De'Aaron Fox's perfect.
I'm the source now. We do have a trade to report, folks. The Oklahoma City Thunder are making moves. The New Orleans Pelicans are trading center Daniel Tice and draft compensation to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So here's part one. Javonte Green trade coming next. Pelicans under the tax. That's it. So if I were a Pelicans fan, this is a signal to me that we are not doing a single fucking thing at this trade deadline. That's what the signal would be to me. Or maybe they're just trying to get ahead of it and say, let's get under the tax now. And then if another trade happens, cool. But let's get under the tax now. So Javonte Green trade is going to be right around the corner. He's hacked. I'm going to quote tweet this. No, people wouldn't get the joke. I'd have annoying ass people in my replies. KD is out tonight. Yeah, I saw that. He did come up a little bit lame in overtime against the Blazers on that ankle. So I don't know how much stock I would put into that necessarily. Any news on Gafford injury? It sounds like he's playing tomorrow. Pels below tax now. Really? I thought they had to get off 2 of their guys. New Orleans was $1.4 million above the luxury tax prior to this date. They are now below. Oh, okay. Why were people saying that they had to be 2 of their minimum guys? All right, there you go. This is a sicko-ass trade by the Thunder. More draft compensation. More draft compensation. Some people don't know what they're talking about. These trades are making me aggressively touch myself. You said OKC needed to make a move. Here you go. Yes, sir. OKC. Let's go, baby. They took down the Luka pillar. I know. That was strangely really sad. Yo, low-key, Daniel Tice is probably going to play some minutes for them at times. Would you rather have traded Luka for Giannis than AD? Yes, of course. Yeah, they've got Anthony Davis, but we've got Daniel Tice. Yeah, they got AD, but we got Daniel Tice. God, man, the Thunder are hilarious. Hilarious. Mad Dog's lighting is still so bad. I've got Sports Center on. Doesn't feel like the Super Bowl's this weekend. I guess it's because NBA trade deadline being this week. Just for me, obviously, probably not for anyone else in the world, really. But for me, it takes away a lot of the. Go look at the first take clips this morning with Mad Dog. I really don't want to, but where do I go? Don't they have an account? Also a boring ass Super Bowl. Dude. Oh my God. This is better though. This is better.
Think
that looks much better than the other one. Still very dark.
6 pounds.
But they've clearly made a point to put. There he is mocking us. What a legend. What a legend. Yeah, I saw Tim McMahon's book. He does. There is a little hangover look there about him. We need to pay attention to Luka Doncic. Stephen A. Smith says Luka will have a chip on his shoulder with the Lakers after being unceremoniously dismissed from the Mavericks.
NBA, who was
Yeah, you guys should pay attention to Luka Doncic anyway. He's a top 3 player in the sport. Okay? Still hurts? It does still hurt. Top 4, Shea Better. Top 4 player in the sport. You know what? I'm not even going to argue that anymore. Whatever, sure. I don't have the mental capacity at this state to argue that kind of thing. Why are Howard Beck's tweets protected? Oh, he's made a move completely over to Blue Sky. Blue Sky is still a thing? Look, I went over there. I made an account. Look, the reality is, no way in fuck was I going to stay over there for any extended period of time. But Howard Beck, people around the league believe that Kevin Durant is getting traded. But that's not what Scoops B. Robinson said. It's not what Scoops B. Robinson said, though. Blue Sky is Twitter for pussies, and I hate current Twitter. Felt very millennial coded whenever I was over there. Shams talking Jimmy on ESPN. Oh, wait, I'm so behind. I'm a minute behind here. Wait, what? I missed it. What did he say? It's insane how the Jimmy Butler thing has not moved an inch. Like, we are stuck. We are stuck in the same exact place we've been for 3 months with him. Sincerely, I wish everyone would shut the fuck up about Jimmy until something actually happens. Well, at least there's some new blood into it where it's like, well, the KD stuff. Oh my Lord. This I saw this get shared. This was David Griffin before the season started. There were certainly opportunities we would have had to add a big in the traditional sense. At the same time, when you watch Germany play in the Olympics, you have to believe in Daniel Theis's ability to defend those bigs. Oh. I'm getting a feeling. I just got a feeling in my stomach. You know, sometimes you get like the feeling of despair, sense of despair. What's that called? What's that called? Yeah, Theis is an international demon. We know that. No, not depression. Impending doom. Yeah. I got that impending doom feeling just now. I think a big trade's about to happen. I just sensed it in the universe. I think we're an hour or so maybe away from a monster trade happening. Impending doom. You know, the first time I had a panic attack, I'll never forget it. The first time I had a real full-fledged panic attack. That sense of dread. Such a weird feeling. The impending doom feeling is such a strange feeling. And then when I found out that was a feeling everyone feels from time to time, I'm like, oh, wow, what a strange feeling that is. Because you've been so right with your gut feelings. That's true. That's true. The energy shifted. Aren't you like 4 days behind slightly? Nothing will ever beat the Luka trade. I had a panic attack my first day of high school after I saw a pigeon get ran over by a taxi. First time I had a real panic attack and I understood what was happening, I was just about to get in the shower and there was nothing going on. It just happened. But I was uber stressed out. I was just wrapping up college, was looking for a job. And I think I had panic attacks throughout college, but didn't really know what the fuck it was. I almost called 911. I think I was like 18. Not 18, sorry, like 20, 21. I like genuinely was this close to calling 911. Yeah, I graduated college at 18. Just fucking zoomed through it. It was a joke. I haven't Marvel rivaled at all this week, really. Too much stuff going on. Been too busy. Would you rather have traded for Luka? You already asked me that. Yes, obviously, I'd rather have traded Luka for Giannis. Again, I would rather not have traded Luka. So let's do. I'm the best Luna Snow in America. I've lorded Mantis. Told you guys that. I think I'm a pretty damn good Mantis. However, I've made the move to Cloak and Dagger. And I think I'm doing pretty well with her. The problem is I think a lot of these support characters are about to get nuked to oblivion. Like that's my big concern right now. So like your Luna Snow is going to be a worthless ass character whenever they patch her, you know? Oh, they put on some new skins? Interesting. I'll check it out. Who do you think is the funnest player to watch if you had to pay a lot of money and has the most beautiful game in the league? Wow. If I had to pay any money to watch anyone, who would I want to watch? Well, I love watching Luka. Love watching Kyrie. Loved watching Wembanyama courtside, even though he really didn't do much. Love Darius Garland's game. I really do. I really do love Darius Garland's game. I love Jalen Brunson's game. No, I'm not playing fucking Smite. I hate Smite. If I could sit courtside and watch anybody pop off, like if you guaranteed me, hey, you get to watch a player have an incredible game, who do you want to watch? It would be Wemby, I think. I think I'd want to sit courtside and see Wemby have like a 35-point, 8-block game. Like that's what I'd want to see. I'd want to see it that close and just be like, bro, what the fuck? LeBron in his prime, yeah. I think we're talking about now, though. We're seeing like a Steph 45 piece in person would be crazy. Slightly, who would you say is the easiest support in Rivals for a beginner? I like DPS and Tank, but support seems fucking hectic. I think Rocket Raccoon's the easiest character in the game, is he not? You just spam your little healing orbs. Like, that's it. That's all you do. Literally, that's all you do. There's no other task asked out of you. Am I wrong, guys? I think it's the easiest character in the game. Dagger's pretty easy. Auto aim is nice. However, you know, you wanna if you're good Cloak and Dagger, you want to switch. You want to know when it's time to switch and deal some damage. Maybe throw out your little invisibility wall. Maybe get, you know, your little escape move. You got to know, all right, now it's time to send out my heal wall. Now it's time to put down my little healing bubble. Squirrel Girl. Yeah, Squirrel Girl is by far the most easy character to use in the game. If you use her, you should be fucking embarrassed. You're using a character that toddlers probably use when they're introduced to the game. People say, I haven't played video games my whole life. Play Squirrel Girl, man. She to just fucking press buttons. Like, literally just stand back here and just press buttons. Cloak and Dagger's really low skill floor, but there's so much decision making to do. Their ceiling is super high. That's what I'm saying. Rocket's easy as shit. Personally. Oh, I thought that was a Twitter notification. Just an Outback notification. Hey, fat ass, aren't you hungry? What the fuck? Why would it send me that? That's an insane thing to send. All right. Any notification I get between now and tomorrow that is not Twitter is getting deleted. First and foremost, how are you, Lucas? How are you sending me notifications? And also, why? Better yet, why? That's actually a better question. Allow notifications from Outback? No. Why do you have the Outback app? That's actually a good question too. I'm not sure. Did I order from here before? Let's see if my order history. They don't have an order history. I'm not even signed in. I don't remember ever getting this app. Sure, buddy. No, I would tell you guys. I would tell you guys straight up. I don't know the last time I had Outback Steakhouse. I used to love Outback Steakhouse. I think they have some of the best wings there are, actually, believe it or not. What's the drink that they did recently? The little green drink, the little crocodile. New York Yankees transaction bomb. What'd the Yankees do? Do you agree that Democrats are the more effective evil and not the lesser evil? The Yankees have invited 26 non-roster players to 2025 Major League Spring Training. Is that shit starting now? Spring training starting? Wow, next week? Damn. Did Nico trade Luka when they went through his phone and found 27 food apps? Luka, you spent $4,500 this past month on DoorDash. Any interest in Bogdan from the Hawks? Not really. On the Mavs, at least. Again, throw logic and traditional thinking out the window. I have no fucking clue what happens. Do you guys have the same dilemma when you order off of food apps that you order more food in an effort to justify using the food app? Do you get what I'm saying? I've never used a food app. I used one recently. What did I get? Oh, I ordered tacos. Sunday, I ordered tacos because I was fucking depressed. Was genuinely depressed. Fat ass order from 2 different places. All right, that's something I've never done. I've still yet to do the bundle thing. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here. Tomorrow, we have a big one. If you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I love you. Tomorrow's stream will not be available on Spotify. I'm not uploading an 8-hour episode. So if you're a Spotify-only listener, you're gonna have to head over to YouTube to check us out tomorrow. Are you going to go to the protest on Saturday? I'm considering it. Paul at the 199, so Uber Eats driver doesn't judge you. I just don't, like, why would I want a bundle? I don't know. I would only go. I'm streaming the deadline. Yeah, I'm going live at tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. 8 a.m. I'm only going to document it, I think, if I go. I'm not participating in it. I'm not even going to be, like, out there in the open. Like, I'm not going to be walking amongst the crowd. I'm going to be lurking from the shadows, and I'm going to be documenting it. So I thought it would be a nice little piece for the video I'm working on. If I were teleported back to 1900 with nothing, how would you prove you're from the future? That's such an interesting question. Do I know in advance that I'm from the future? Like, do I know in advance I'm going back in time? Because then I would just learn whatever date I get transported to. Here's what happens tomorrow. Here's what happens tomorrow. Here's what happens tomorrow. Here's what happens tomorrow. Here's what's happening tomorrow. Here's what happens tomorrow. Here's what's happening tomorrow. Or maybe I would say I'm from the future. I don't know, because in my fucking dumbass brain, I don't know anything that happened from 1900 to World War I, basically. So they'd have to wait. Wait 14 years? Like, guys, just wait. In 14 years, some crazy ass shit's going to go down. I said 8 a.m. 8 a.m. He said I can't bring anything back. 9/11. Yeah, that's the only world event I'm fully privy on. Guys, believe you me, in 101 years, airline travel will never be the same. And they're gonna look at me, what? Airline travel? Oh, that's right. Have you considered the Adelsons are from the future and took advantage of knowing gambling would be a huge addiction to make billions from it? One of my favorite theories is that Matt Ishbia and the Adelsons are the only two who know if this country's really going to go to shit in the next 3 or 4 years, and there's just going to be no point. No point in, like, caring about your basketball team at that point. That's currently my favorite conspiracy theory. I actually think... that that's a more likely conspiracy theory than them moving. Is this Stein stuff recent? Up to the minute NBA trade deadline latest from Jake Fisher and me. All right, let's read this. I shouldn't have to sign in because I've already done it. Nice. The idea was that our latest compilation of NBA intel would be published at 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday in early February. On this Wednesday in early February. In other words, it would be intentionally posted with exactly 24 hours ago until Thursday's 3 p.m. Eastern buzzer for in-season trades. Then we realized we could not wait. The intel's too fire. Let's get right to all the latest chatter we've both been hearing as maybe the wildest NBA trade season in league history dribbles to the finish line. Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, Brandon Ingram, all three of those current and former All-Stars were at the heart of active trade discussions as Thursday's deadline drew near. That's right. We could see Durant, Butler, and Ingram traded after seeing Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox traded over the weekend. # this league. A couple of very consistent and important rumbles have circulated all week since our report Monday. One, there is a distinct sense percolating now that Durant does not want to be traded at all this week to the extent that he can control it. Interesting. It is believed that Durant has some serious reservations about a second Warrior stint if he were to be shipped there. Oh, okay. This has gotten a lot more interesting, actually. He unforgettably won 2 championships during his first 3-season stint, but his final season as a Warrior in 2018-2019 was, of course, marked by a devastating Achilles injury, as well as growing belief that he wanted a dramatic change of scenery and no longer wanted to play with Draymond. Sources say there's a possibility, mind you, that Green could be a part of any multi-team trade constructed that brings Durant back to Golden State. One source briefed on the trade talks furthermore advised the timeline that the Warriors might have the gumption to trade for Durant anyway, even if they believed he is disinclined to come back. That would be hilarious. Wednesday is February 5th, the day Dennis Schroeder and his $13 million expiring salary become eligible to be packaged with other Warriors contracts. The Heat are known to be prioritizing the most short-term money possible and potential trade returns for Butler. Schroeder's expiring contract will likely be a key piece. Okay. With time running out on trade season and Butler still on the Heat's roster, after they have tried for a month to make a trade happen, perhaps we have to start seriously considering the possibility that Butler remains with Miami. That would be so funny. League sources say that Antetokounmpo offered the needed support internally before the Bucks agreed to a Wednesday morning trade for Washington's Kyle Kuzma that required them to surrender Middleton. Key addendum. The early indications related to the timeline indicated that Middleton would remain with the Wizards beyond Thursday's trade deadline. Washington is eventually expected to look to trade Middleton, we're told, but that's a more realistic possibility in the summer. That sucks for Khris Middleton. I paid for this month, yes. All right. Some interesting Kevin Durant news. This makes me think a trade is not happening at all. But also, if a trade did happen, it makes me think that, hey, maybe it's not the Warriors. Yeah, imagine a world where Jimmy doesn't get traded, KD doesn't get traded, Cam Johnson doesn't get traded. I do think that that's what's going to be like the thing. That's going to be like the thing from here on out. Like the big trades around the trade deadline happened before it. Sean O'Connor with the $2. Nico resigns. Luka resigns. I'm dead inside. Okay. Nico resigns. Maybe Luka resigns. No. Luka's not coming back here. Not coming back here, unfortunately. Would you still go for Cam Johnson if I'm the Mavs? No. Katie got traded in the last hour. No, that happened at like midnight. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming out. All the OGs, guys, I love you very much. Could have spent your Wednesday morning/afternoon, anywhere in the world you decided to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys do not regret it. Donations, members, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's where I will be. Oh, and by the way, I'm going live with the We Talk Ball guys. Or You Know Ball. Sorry. The You Know Ball guys. Trill Bro Dude. On their playback. At 4 p.m. Central Standard Time to discuss the Luka trade, all of this other shite. So, see you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. 8 a.m. Gonna be a busy day, folks. Busy day, and I can't wait for it. Love you all. Talk to you all later. Bye.